Hey, what's up guys, it's Fanatic. I wanted to do a top 5 list, but I wasn't sure what type of list to make, so I picked what I thought are unappreciated NES games. So here's my top 6 unappreciated NES games. Alright, so my number 6 pick is Mappy Land. It's a really fun arcade game. It's a sequel to the arcade game Mappy. And basically you just run around collecting, like sometimes it's cheese, sometimes it's a ring. You have to collect 6 items while dodging the enemies. And there's a little traps you could set for, like, whee! There you go. then after you collect them, you run to the end of the level, and that's basically it. It's a pretty simple arcade game. Eat that, cat! And then you got different items you can use to attack them. It's a pretty fun game. If you like arcadey style games, this should be right up your alley. I used to play this as a kid at my grandfather's house. It's really fun game. There's also a stage select and it's a continue, so you can pretty much just go. You can just keep playing the game until it just keeps repeating itself. Basically, it's basically eight maps that you just and then it repeats after that. So you get like the first 8 will be cheese, the next 8 will be something else, and then there's bonus items you can collect for points, and basically that's it. So that's my number 6 pick, Mappy Land. Alright, my number 5 pick is Solomon's Key. It's kind of a weird game. It's a puzzle, platformer, / action game. The game was an arcade port. And your main goal is to build blocks and then break them to either destroy enemies, block enemies, create steps so you can get the key and get the hell out of the area. That's basically what the whole game is. You also get a fireball power-up, which is used to destroy enemies that are in your way. So you'd be like, here, suck on this. And then there's 2 types of fireballs. There's a regular one which destroys one enemy, and then there's a power-up one which goes in a straight line and clings to walls so that you can take out a lot more people that way. The only thing that sucks is you can't pick which fireball you want to pick. It's just whatever comes next. The game has 40+ levels and secret levels. The game also has multiple endings, but it's hard as fuck, so good luck getting them. There's also another game in this series that's known as Fire and Ice. That was the prequel in 1993. The only final thing I'll say about the game is the main character's name is Dana, which I always thought was really fucking weird for some reason, but that's what his name is, so that's Solomon's Key. Yeah, this is a game that has a lot of fond memories for me. It needs no introduction. It's Bobble. It's an arcade port. Oh, I don't think it's as difficult as the arcade. Well, I guess it's as difficult, but you have a password option, which really is a lifesaver if you want to try lightsaber. Basically, when I was a kid, I don't know, I had to be maybe 4. There was one of my next door neighbors named Gabriel. I don't remember her last name, but we used to play this game all the time, and that's basically what I remember of the game. It's probably my most nostalgic game, but it's very challenging, especially some of the stages are built around to eat quarters, so I guess it didn't translate as well on the consoles. While the game can be difficult as fuck, you do have infinite continues. It's hectic 2-player action also. It's a great game. Just straight out fun. And don't forget to spell extend. Yes. Alright, so I got my X. I think it should push me to the next stage. And I got a 1-up. Right, now comes the action. Metal Storm. There's not much I could say about it. It's awesome. If you like games like Batman, Mega Man, Ninja Gaiden, this will be right up your alley. It uses, I guess it's similar to Mega Man's Gravity Man stage, but it takes it to the next level. You're jumping up and down on the ceilings. It's awesome. I played this game as a kid. I loved it then. I rented it all the time. I love it now. You should be able to pick it up fairly easy. I don't think it's that expensive yet, but the music's fantastic. The controls are fantastic. They're right on the spot. The only reason you'll die is if you screw up. But they give you infinite continues, as well as a password system, and you're going to need it. The only thing that sucks is certain power-ups don't stack together, so you have to choose which power-ups you want. The only real downfall is it's a very short game. It's only 30 to 40 minutes long, and the time limit's a stupid idea. You'll die before you ever run out of time. And the game's ending is anticlimactic as hell. The last stage is just a boss rush. And for all you sadist out there, it's actually a hard mode, and here's the code. It might sound like I'm bashing the game, but these are just nitpicks. Buy it. It's an instant buy. It's awesome. Just watch the gameplay. Another classic of mine is Monster Party. This is a game I used to play at my aunt's house, and I can't really explain it. The only thing I can say is, the biggest compliment I can give it is to say, what is it? And now I'm just going to ask some random questions. I want them answered immediately. Sorry, I'm dead. What the fuck? What is this? It's nice to see Cator getting some work. What's going on now? Jesus Christ. And let me remind you people, this is the first level. Oh my god, how did this pass Nintendo censorship? This is me playing the game. What the fuck is this? It's a fish man. Literally. It's a fish head on man legs. Okay, you take drugs to power up. It's not a top tier game, but it's got a lot of charm, and it's also just weird. The #1 unappreciated game is Star Tropics. Well, this looks familiar. I did use a Retron 5 to play most of this, so the spots that look brighter, that's from the Retron 5. Dr. Jones. Okay. It plays and looks like if Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 had a baby. The only difference between this and Zelda are really the controls. They're not as good. It plays like Mike is on a track and that you manually have to push him into each direction. And each dungeon you find secret weapons they can use, but only for a limited amount of time. But it's best to save them for the boss. You can also find hearts that increase your health, just like Zelda. What's really neat is the game has an autosave feature, which is pretty surprising. And that save feature is needed because this game can be brutally difficult, and cheap as hell. There's also a few secrets in each of the dungeons, so you really have to look for them. Nintendo's alternate title was Beach Zelda. Alright, so that was my top 6 unappreciated NES games. If you want, you can leave yours in the comments below, and thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe.